Now I can make your wishes come true. It should be exactly in this form. It's like total awareness, total presence in the moment here and now. I will reach this state and will be living in this state forever. Any emotions, for instance, like fear, this is only thought. I'm living all them through right away. Because ego will devalue all your achievements. Oh, you silly bitch! Or something like this. Namaste, my dear yogis. Recently, I published a poll to have your advice where I need to develop my channel next. And I'm super glad with the results which I received, because most of you are interested in spiritual awakening, Kundalini awakening, and in realization of your goals, in manifestations. So today I dedicate my time to share with you what I know, how I perceive, and I will answer the main question: why many people are striving for their goals for years and they have no results? Okay, let's go. So there is a big difference when we are living out of mind and we are living out of another perception of reality, which happens after so-called spiritual awakening, Kundalini awakening, enlightenment. And yeah, this is the same. All masters, all ancient teachers, everyone, even Joe Dispenza, only talking about the state of consciousness where your body stops to get sick, where you have synchronicity and you and the law of attraction really works. The very big difference is in that fact that when we are thinking, we drain all our attention, our energy to thinking itself, with expectation, with useless planning, with pictures in our head which we want, but no visualization will work out of the state when the brain works in B mode. It happens with us, all miracles happen to us only when we shift the regime of the work of our brain to the present moment, here and now. When the thoughts are on the background and they not rule your world, not rule your emotions, which is hormonal system. This is complete balance of cerebral hemispheres of brain. And in these states, our brain works at the low frequencies, in theta frequencies, or sometimes alpha. Alpha is a little bit lower, but theta is the perception of the newborn child, when he haven't received yet this download of social programming, when he doesn't have the duality of perception, which is good or bad, it's good. He lives moment by moment. And the kid, the child before 7 years old, is a real creator of his reality. Though his soul is in the body, which operates not as adult, we don't have some possibilities to have actions we want and so on, because we have parents, and they determine our behavior and they form our character. That's why those people who had loving parents, they're very healthy. Before 5 years old, if the child received all acceptance, care, then most likely he will be following only his desires and he will be receiving everything. So when we have ego, big ego, I will say, and little call of a soul on the background, we want to achieve, we want to fight. We spend a lot of energy on actions in reality. Actions are necessary. Sure, because if we were without any desires, like absolute nothingness, then we don't have any sense to stay here, and they use this body as a tool to realize the desires of the soul. But when the ego is big, it can lead us astray with a schizophrenic, I would say, thoughts of how it should be. It should be exactly in this form, and no, right now. So all this extra potential, as Vadim Zelle calls it in reality Transurfing, you can find this book anywhere on YouTube. It's absolutely for free. It's audiobook. And the Tafti the Priestess, also his second book, he says that this kind of grip of control only distances us from what we want. But when you are in different perception of the consciousness, which I'm talking about all the time, it's like total awareness, total presence in the moment here and now. It's a bliss, it's a joy out of life itself. When we have this state of consciousness, we have small ego. What I mean, our ego doesn't react on external stimuli because we don't have to prove that we worth something to someone. We don't give a fuck. And also, we are in such joy that we even don't think about future. We just do fact by fact, moment by moment, what we love to do, being in this total presence. But we still are connected to real desires of our soul. This is like a guiding light through our life, because I'm sure that before incarnation into the body, soul has some plans and goals. And if person is in his sick, mad mind all the time, and he doesn't listen and ignore all signs which are given to us in the form of bad events or diseases, if he is insistent and struggling like a stubborn, stupid animal, then for sure our goal will be only going away far and far from us. And the soul is disappointed because it wants to have everything in material world as it planned. I will put emphasis on that the fact that everyone has different goals, and your goal is only inside you. No one will tell you what you really want. Some desires are imposed by society, but if you remember yourself as a child, most likely this is what you really need to do in this life. For instance, when I was born, I was dancing, singing right away. I was very funny. I was joking like an artist. I wanted everyone to see my talents and so on. Also, I was very deep thinking, analyzing all the time. That's why it led me to depression. I wanted to help people, to give advices. Now I understand that as a kid, I had ability to be in the state of consciousness, which I'm now describing, because we were summoning spirits of dead with sisters. And I kind of channeled the information and all the answers which were coming through the dish on the table. You know, this like this spiritual thing. My sisters were telling me, Lisa, stop ruling the dish. But it wasn't me. My hand was like, it was guided by something else, if you know what I mean. So I was in absolute nothingness at the moment, like hypnotized. It's like many hypnotherapists in Russia and in America, I know, they can make person shift to this theta frequencies of the brain. And I was really fond of ancient civilizations, Egypt, for instance, and I knew since childhood that this reality which we perceive, it's not everything. It's only the perception of our mind through eyes. But when you have spiritual awakening, you realize that you perceive reality not with your eyes, if you know what I mean. You perceive reality as the whole space, and you perceive this body as if it's inside you. Whoever tasted ayahuasca and mushrooms, that's it. I'm completely against any drugs, you know, because I think that this is crutches which cause imbalance to our transmitters in the brain and total imbalance of our psyche, and it's also addictive. That's why I just want to tell you that if you like ever made these rituals with plants, you see that this is how you should be perceiving reality. To be honest, I tasted mushrooms before depression. It was in 2018, the beginning of the year. It was little like microdosing, and when this all space opened up before me, when I had no thoughts, while I was very upset with relationships with psychopath, I completely got rid of all suffering at the moment. I was present. I was singing, dancing near the ocean in Vietnam, and I was so happy. And after 6 hours, my trip finished. I said myself, no way. I will reach this state and will be living in this state forever. Here we go. Kundalini yoga, very high awareness, a lot of work on traumas, on body, cleansing all energy channels, cleansing all body, and like total concentration of your attention in the moment brought such result. And if I did it, everyone can do it. I believe so. And there is a very tricky thing that you can pretend that you are awakened only because you speak about bliss, happiness, kindness, but it's not this thing. You should be you, and maybe you are mean. Maybe you're little bit strict, and you are not super kind as a I don't know, unicorn. Me, I'm very funny, for instance, since childhood. And after enlightenment, I became me as I was in childhood. Absolutely. Without any lies to myself and other people. Because I'm not afraid. Again, I'm going a little bit out of topic, but you will understand. I need to unpack the sensation of this state itself. You should understand. Any emotions, for instance, like fear, this is only thought. If you have no thought, the body is in calm position. Only with our thoughts, we trigger hormonal system and becoming anxious, for instance. So when you practice meditation or you walk somewhere, or if you do some Kundalini set for anxiety, your mind goes to the background because the exercises are very hard. And you, for instance, doing breath of fire all the time. So you're cleansing your thoughts. They are washed away. They're not existing. And you go to present moment again and again. Why Kundalini yoga is called the yoga of awareness? Because we practice this, we are assembled in our attention and our body, and then we go to society and keep the state in society as well. This is very important. If we managed to realize our goals, our true desires through ego states, we can be happy, but only at the moment when we achieve something. Remember, from your life experience, how many times you received some new thing or you achieved some competition, winning competition, for instance, and you're like, wow, 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 I'm so cool. And like euphoric hormonal thing happening, wow, I'm so happy. But couple days and again, ego, the mind wants more and more and more because ego will devalue all your achievements. And even some people experience depression after they released album, for instance, and like emptiness. Like I gave a birth to some project and I'm like, what's next? But when you are enlightened, you have this plain, blissful state all the time and you enjoy the process itself. And there is a big difference. You know that you will achieve everything, but you are not rushing things. If you feel this call in your soul that I should be, I don't know what example, I give only examples about myself usually. You want to become the worldwide famous scientist or speaker, whatever. You know that it will happen anyway. All you have to do is only enjoy what you love and do steps. And that's it. But when we are in ego, most likely we are acting out of trauma. I want to achieve for what? Make this exercise. Ask yourself a question. I had this dream. For what? Explain yourself. You will receive some answer, surely, which will come to your mind right away. And then again, for what? And for what this? And for what this? And all this spiral will lead you to the main cause. Is this desire is yours or it's only imposed by someone else? For instance, you want to be famous only because you want to gain love, because you don't have self-love inside. Very simple. And it's very hard to admit sometimes that it's only ego desire because you are not nourished with your self-love, with the love of the God, because you are not in the present moment. In present moment, we are absolutely happy with what we have right now. So this is the difference of two approaches, how we achieve desires through ego, big ego, and how with a small ego and big soul, when we are in another state of consciousness. In this state of consciousness, what benefits we get. Of course, you need to know benefits. Otherwise, you won't have any motivation to develop, right? I had super big motivation. In this state of consciousness, as you are neutral and you have this love and centering, you just attract events, people with small actions. So you do minimum, but the state itself, you know, it's like a radio. It sends the frequencies to the whole space, to the reality, and all the good comes to you. It was checked on me many, many times. Synchronicity, some very strange call from random people, or how I immigrated to USA. When I was in Warsaw, I was only thinking about interview. I was preparing documents for embassy and so on. But meanwhile, at night in hotel, I made action. I asked you, my dearest subscribers, who wants a roommate in New York, because I landed in New York and I was thinking I will be there. Though I was thinking about Austin because everyone recommended me this city to live in. And I had this response for Austin, not for New York. But I said, okay, I need to start with something. And I wrote you who wants roommate in New York. And Anna Laura, my current roommate, said, I'm not in New York, but I'm in Austin. My boyfriend left, so you can go and live with me. That's it. So in Warsaw already, I knew that after a month in New York, I will be living in Austin. Miracles. Yeah, miracles are very simple. Or how do you imagine? You will see some kind of creature, Buddha or Jesus, appearing for you and saying, now I can make your wishes come true. No, all wishes are coming true through people, through dearest people around us. People are not dangerous. They only reflect your state. It works only like this. Accept this idea and just observe in your reality. If you are anxious, if everything annoys you, or have this angry feeling inside, everyone will attack you, insult you, or you won't get something from people as fast as you want. Or in traffic jams, in the road itself, it's like it becomes obvious. The more you are pissed off with the drivers around you, the more they will be like crossing your way and so on. Examples are everywhere. The high level of awareness will lead you to this understanding, and you will really feel it. And you can even play with reality. After meditation, go out somewhere, go to downtown and just walk. And see your balanced and very cool centered state attracts only smiles on people's faces. Everyone gives you compliments. I receive compliments every day. Like how I dressed, or because people capture this energy, they feel it. And it's not me, beautiful and special, but they capture the energy of God itself, the energy of consciousness, who they really are. Another benefit, synchronicity, events. Yeah, it's such a big benefit already that, it really solves any problem, any situation. Just trust, accept what happens, and everything will play for you, not against you. If you see that you have some struggle in your reality, you are lying to yourself. You are doing something. You're led astray with your mind, maybe for some greedy things, for self-benefit. If you will be super sincere with yourself, you will clearly right away see where you are lying to yourself and what you want to get, first of all. But if you want to get and not giving something back, the balance of giving and receiving is distorted. This is the law of universe. So most likely you won't achieve what you want and only will fuck up all situation itself out of your discontrolled mind directions. So yeah, you will be happy. I guarantee you all the time. No matter what happening to you, you will be happy. Even if your partner left you, even if someone in your family died. Let me explain also this thing. Recently, I faced a lot of so-called bad events, which are for the better. I'm the queen of bad manifestations, and I always reverse them to the good and for my benefit. I have such talent. And I also advise you to even joke when you when you face some Some not pleasant situations, I would say. But now, very big difference between how I reacted before enlightenment and how I react now. If something happens in the moment when I received some message not very pleasant, I can have these emotions of aggression, resentment, desire to have revenge or something. It's very natural. I'm living all them through right away. All demons go out of my cell like for 5 minutes, and then I again assemble my attention in the moment. I dive into the sensations of my body, to the breath, and again I'm in the total awareness, total presence. And then a mind as a helper tells me exact actions which I have to take. Okay, the fact happened. I cannot change it. If I cannot change it, my mind says me, okay, do this, 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 that's it. The mind is our servant. It can really help us. But if it can even write plans to direct you somewhere, to use some concrete tools, how you want to achieve. Because, for instance, you need to start your YouTube channel. You need a lot of information which should be processed through our mind and analysis how you should do it and do concrete plans, sure. But if you are planning your desire, the ultimate goal, it doesn't work. And it even interferes with reality because you don't know how and when exactly it happens and through what circumstances, I would say you. You, for instance, expected to buy yourself, to gain money and buy yourself beautiful Tesla car. I want white Tesla car one day. White Tesla car, I see it. But if you have this conception and vision of how exactly you will achieve this, then you will be super disappointed when the reality will propose you something a little bit different. For instance, someone just gifted this car, or your relative gave you the car, which is super cool and comfortable and expensive as well. But you said, no, I will be waiting until I will have enough money to buy myself a car. It's stupid. So accept. We need to learn not only how to give, but accept. And this is like mutual exchange all the time. It's like the dance of energies. Receive and accept and releasing. And it's about people also. Don't hold people in your life if they want to live your life. And if you see that the match is gone, the thrill is gone, baby. Don't be afraid. You will definitely meet another friends, people. You perceive the reality only through this body. You are alone, and it's beautiful if you are in the state of consciousness about which I'm talking about all the time. And I will keep on talking until you all guys will be awakened and won't be in Groundhog Day when you have get up, tired, go to job, tired, go to sleep, tired. It's not life. It's it's hell. If they spoke about heaven and hell, I think that hell is life out of mind. And you know who is devil? I will tell you who's the devil. The devil. Let's remember the Spanish language. Diablo. Diablo, duality. This is perception out of mind, out of duality. Good, bad, and so on. Think about it. Maybe you will agree with me. I really feel it like this. There is no creature which temptates you or punishes you. No, we ourselves punishing us with our inadequate reactions, silly behavior, and very low state of awareness. So karma, this is action. And karma punishes us only because it's the consequence of our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions. Everything is super simple. And you know what is karma yoga? Karma is action, right? Karma yoga is when you have some impulse to do something spontaneously in the moment, and your mind cannot figure out for what I need to do this. For instance, I grabbed with myself banana. Very silly example. Banana, and went for a walk. I don't want to eat this banana, but my intuition said me, take this banana. And then I saw someone, homeless person who is hungry, and I give him this banana, he is happy. This is karma yoga. And I'm trying to live out of karma yoga all the time. I'm very connected to myself moment by moment, spontaneous impulses all the time, but not from the mind, but from this state of consciousness, as if some voice telling me, do this, do that, in the small details. And I'm doing right away. The last time I did it, I had the impulse to share something on my social media, though I was not planning and I just even didn't want to share this thing. But when I shared this thing, then I received a message from some person who told me about that I'm betrayed. You see how it works? I had impulse, karma yoga. I made action, and then I received this beautiful synchronicity. And now I see that it was my luck, that I'm grateful that I was connected with my intuition each concrete moment of time. And you know, it also helps with business. We all want to have a self-sufficient business. I believe this because when you are in the very high level of awareness, you know what you want. You cannot be working for someone. Only if it's your profession, then you are happy. But I want to be boss to myself and to be the creator of my whole reality. And it happens automatically when you make this Kundalini awakening, the power itself. Let's speak about energies now, about the level of energy and why we get sick, why we age, and so on. In our body, there are a lot of clamps when we are slacked with a bunch of food, traumas, and so on. We are like container of shit. I'm joking a lot and don't take it seriously. It's like metaphor to affect your perception. You should capture this in me. And our all energy channels and the cardiovascular system as well, at the bodily level, at the energetic level, we have this distortion. But when we manage to cleanse our body through herbal cleansing, for instance, what I always recommend you to do, and you will never regret, believe me, and through Kundalini Yoga, which I always share with you, we are cleansing energies. And the more rapidly the energies and the liquids in our body flow, the more we are not stuck in apathy, depression, and low vibrational states and low vibrations themselves. We are raising to another densities of reality where we attract only good events or some bad events which are for good. This is the same because there is no black and white. Be grateful and be in acceptance. No matter what happens, be neutral. And also be aware of cause effect and the whole chain of consequences. Mind, if you have very strong analytical mind as me, you will see where it comes from, why, and it really helps me to work with the clients usually. And oh, come on, guy, so loud. Sorry for that. The airport is super far from the south of Austin. I don't know why they're flying above my head all the time when I'm filming something for you. The acceleration of liquids, energies in the body lead to this beautiful effect of law of attraction. That's why the clean food, nutrition, or not food at all, will lead you that you are the pure channel of energies and you are master of your reality. If you, when you heard me speaking about life without food, think that I'm fanatically want to live without food, this is not correct. It was only the consequence of the development of my consciousness, because if you will go this path, you will understand me. Body rejects a very low, dense material itself. You don't have to put something inside you to be energetic, because you are energy itself. You are made of ether, like everything around us. And if you perceive yourself as a space itself in which the body is located and not the body, you will obtain not only not eating, but teleportation, telekinesis, levitation. How you like this idea? I'm kind of interested, but I have concrete social goals for long term. And what is aging is when all fluids and energies are stuck and we get sick and the body cracks. There is no aging. This is only social determination. Everyone ages around you, everyone has the same lifestyle, no one is enlightened, everyone is sleeping. So voila, we receive this picture which influences on us. And it's very hard to convey this idea to a person who really programmed with the mind. After 40 years, for instance, age, it's very hard to reprogram, but possible. I heard stories of grannies who reversed their age and grew new teeth for themselves, and even new organs, spleen, for instance. Yes, when I heard this information, I was greedy for knowledge, and I was searching all internet, and I finally found many people who obtained such levels of consciousness that someone, for instance, girl in Monaco, she's not sleeping more than 2 years at all. She eats once a day, I told you before, and she is dollar millionaire. She manifested everything in her life. Another example is a woman who was nearly dead with a very severe asthma, and she couldn't breathe. And finally, she is living without food and water for 2 years. And her level of consciousness is so high that she can travel through densities. And the reality itself is the whole space, but there are several densities. They call it 3D, 4D, 5D, and this is like only the word itself to somehow explain what happens. I concretely see the difference between perception of 3D is from the mind and programs, suffering, emotions, all these things. And 4D is like transition, you're fluctuating. And 5D, when you are stable in the ultimate self-realization. They call it nirvikalpa samadhi, when the state doesn't go anywhere anymore. And you are master of your reality. You can do whatever you want. Soul wants, I would say. And for instance, person decided that he is enlightened and he is not ruled by his sick mind. And he has a lot of goals for his life because he is greedy for life. He wants to research, he wants to create, he has like the plans for huge business, corporation, or maybe as me finds himself the spiritual influencer on the planet to raise the consciousness of vibrations of whole planet, for instance. Then he will be a social worker and helping other people convey information as I'm doing now. But to have a large impact, I need more subscribers. I need more people around me who understands me and hear me. That's why I like and share this video. And also I have another goals connected with my artistic expression. One day I want to be even an actress in the film. Why not? I love stage. I love applause. Why not? And I love singing. And I also want to learn how to play instruments well. I need time for this. So I can assume that for implementation of these goals in my life, I need not less than 300 years. And I believe I can. I am not believe, I know. Saint-Germain, you know, this duke who was immortal, and he influenced the whole reality in Europe, in Russia, at the time of tsars and balls. He was super educated. He knew several languages. He traveled through all countries. He influenced on queens and kings. That's it. Maybe he is still alive. You know, people who live more than 300 years, they won't show up in normal society because for them, it's kind of rude, but I will say for them, we are like animals, like monkeys. But it's okay. We're here to develop, to learn, and move, if you want, to another perception of reality, to another densities, and become real creator. Also, I want to say how it's important not to react emotionally in the moment when something weird happens. I will give two examples from my biography. First one is when I was absolutely sleeping. Like everyone, I was going to job as logistics specialist at Toyota in St. Petersburg. It was 2013. And the second is recently happened situation. The first situation, my ex-boyfriend was usually meeting me from office and leading me back home He liked like to be close to me all the time. And we were crossing the road, which was not highway, it was like the road for pedestrians. And it was a green light for pedestrians, and we were calmly walking. Then all in a sudden, the car appeared, and it literally knocked me down. And I was so shocked from where it appeared. I couldn't even realize what happened, but I made a step back, and luckily he didn't knock me down, but I was in aggression, in affect, and I showed him very beautiful symbol and made the gesture. I was more aggressive before spiritual awakening at times. And what he done, he saw it, and he very slowly turned back and started to drive on me. And I saw the face of the driver. It was like a beast. He wanted to kill me, I swear. And I jumped back, so frightened, and I peed in my pants, to be honest, because it's like the reaction of the body. He jumped out of his car and with fists and like, you bitch, I will kill you. And he a little bit was confused because I'm a lady, and he saw my boyfriend, and he was like looking at me and boyfriend, me, boyfriend, and finally he said like, fuck you, and drove somewhere away. That I'm using swear words, it doesn't mean that I'm not enlightened. Oh yeah, well, the fly. Yeah, you are yourself. You don't care. You can have swear words, you can do whatever when you are self-confident and you don't have judgments for yourself, and other people also don't have to judge you. If they judge you, this is something which inside them. I'm not insulting anyone. I'm just telling you a story. So when the level of awareness is super low, we react automatically. And, it's risky for our life. He could kill me in the daylight, yes. Because he has stolen this car because it has no numbers even. It was Lamborghini or some very expensive car. So I was risking not only my health, but my whole life. If we think about this, it's ridiculous. How you can spend your precious gift given you by the God on such silly things like this. So the total awareness, concentration, realization of what you're doing, what you are saying at each concrete moment of time. And what happened recently, I had a bike ride in neighborhood, and I was checking my email. I stopped in the road for bicycles, and then I hear that some car stopped around me. And I like with my side vision, I saw the old gentleman. He screamed at me without any reason. Oh, you silly bitch, or something like this. For what? For why? I don't know. But as I know how to react, to be neutral, I just was keep on scrolling the screen of my phone and didn't have any reaction. He was standing. I was as if I not hear him, as he is not existing. And what he made, he just disappeared right away because he hadn't received what he wanted. It doesn't matter why he called me this. It's not about me. It's about him. He is miserable. People are not bad. They are very loving and good creatures in their soul, always. Any expression of anger, hatred, is only the result of the very sick mind programs. If we cleanse all programs, if we return ourselves back to ourselves, then we can be aggressive only in purpose, very consciously, when the fact requires aggression. So if I will be attacked by someone and I have nothing to do but only to push away or yell at someone, I will do it. But it's not because I'm angry, because this is how the moment itself unfolds in this reality. To be honest, you will perceive reality a little bit differently, and you have to be prepared for this. This is what I faced, and it really shocked me. So all perception is as if the body moves itself, speaks itself. Even now I'm not controlling what I'm talking about. It only happens in the moment. You become an observer of the film itself. The mind is not controlling you. You see that if the mind comments, it only comments. The script itself, as I had the suspicion, it's already written by the soul, and the body only performs each concrete moment of time some script. We all have very happy scripts, and they're beautiful journey anyway, but mind, when it affects our script, we are led astray, we got diseases, and we make mistakes, so-called mistakes. Mistakes are not bad, they are also part of the way. But I would say we can avoid many mistakes if we have at least a very high level of awareness of what is going on. And we can attract our goal much sooner than we even expected. If we are relaxed, we are in acceptance, we see what is happening and for what. We follow karma yoga, our intuitive call inside. And then everything is like a miracle. You're like a magician, you're like a shaman. And you have this bunch of downloading from the informational field, because we are living in the informational field itself, in Akashic records, as they say. But we have no access to Akashic records before spiritual awakening. After that, you are channeling instantly. The channel can be different. Someone see pictures. I have only knowledge. I don't see any creatures, any pictures. I have like this knowledge which I cannot even explain, and it doesn't require any explanations, you know. Now my mind gave up explaining myself why I'm doing this cool things in my life that lead me to miraculous events. And yeah, the second action, of course, when he left, this old gentleman, my ego, which is small, luckily now, was like, I wish you death, like motherfucker. Of course, I experienced this, but it was like for 5 minutes, and then I had this memory, but I have no emotional attachment to this event anymore. This is very important. When we carry our traumas and the burden of the past with ourselves, we also deprive ourselves of our true energy, and we also cannot create some cool events, and we cannot attract what we want when we have this like backpack of stones, you know, hanging on our spine. So relax your body through Kundalini yoga. Be aware of what is going on each second of your life. Be with your attention in the moment. If you have anxiety about the outcome of any event, just imagine the worst situation that could happen. If you imagine and you lived through already all bad emotions, then most likely it won't ever happen. It should calm you down. If you go into some very serious meeting, don't be there at the meeting. Be in the moment, in your car, driving car, see what happens. Don't think about the following meeting. It's very hard. But I used this technique during my immigration. My immigration was not so smooth as it expected, but for me, smooth. I got 5 different countries because I couldn't go straightly from Russia to Poland. We were not allowed due to political situations, but I'm very far from political situations. And I was so calm, and so I was in a total bliss all the time, that you won't believe, very serious gentlemen were flirting with me. Like, smile, you're so beautiful. And one guy in Italy at customs, he even asked me, wow, I also want the green card lottery. Can you please tell me how I can apply for this possibility? At that moment I was thinking, wow, what magic I'm creating. It's unbelievable. The magic is happening in the very simple, ordinary things. I can repeat. So if you have big goals for this life, you need to help yourself. You need to get rid of mental programming regarding anything, any limiting beliefs. It's better to be open to the whole information than to be closed. It's better to believe in immortality than say, no, it's impossible because it's impossible. Because only you are at the level of consciousness which perceives that this is impossible. But once you accept the very idea, then the whole information of the space will give you people who will share with you, like I'm sharing with you right now, that this is possible. Depends on your goals. Not everyone wants to live forever because you have plenty of time. If you don't have big goals, that you don't need this time, enjoy life as it is, then maybe it's not for you. As well as always, when they apply writing me about alchemy of health herbal detox program, I face such questions as, Lisa, but I don't want to give up eating at all like you. But it's not necessary. You can enjoy eating, but your eating will be super clean, without cravings, very balanced, very healthy, and you will restore all your bodily systems. This is the main goal. The body won't have all your attention, because if we have very sick, weak body without energy, all our attention goes to the body. This is why I was shifting to this currently life on liquids, just to have energy. I was very sick and I had a lack of energy all my life, but I had goals. I have interests, and this interest is not the fact to get rid of food. You should understand it's only the consequence of my brain settings, and it's also possible, believe me. I don't have any reasons to lie, because you cannot even sell this idea, because people love it so much that you cannot just say that they can live out, otherwise. But once you have spiritual awakening, you will notice that you eat more rarely because you are in the bliss. You have no emotional eating. So gradually, maybe you will shift to some rare nutrition. Will be eaten not for ritual, and if it's ritual, it will be beautiful in the moment. In the moment you're cooking, in the moment you're enjoying tastes. But if you go even further, then even tastes won't be so blissful. Can you imagine this? Than life itself. Goosebumps. Yes, it happens. You are just in constant trip. Like, I would not say psychedelic, because still I perceive reality as everyone. Like, the objects are not moving right now. But who knows, after sleep deprivations, it will happen, because sleep deprivation causes this expansion of consciousness even more. I will uncover the topic of breatharianism and sleep deprivation as a tool to achieve these states of consciousness, for sure. But it's a very large topic. I don't know even where to start with. The main idea is, of course, spiritual awakening. It's the first and the main goal in my life, to have this stable state forever. And then go what more talents will unpack, what knowledge will be downloaded to share with you again. What I noticed, that all that we are learned from society, we can easily reverse to the opposite, and it will be truth. If they are telling that you need to sleep 8 hours a day, then maybe we don't have to sleep so much, or at all. They have this new conception to eat as often as you can. Oh my God. Your body is endlessly working. All your digestive system is loaded with a bunch of food all the time. Where you will take your energy from? You will digest all this stuff. And so on. So, because I know for what they do it. I don't want my channel to become the protest, to be honest. But you heard me. Who wanted to hear me? What I'm hinting about will hear me. Who not? Then just enjoy what happens in your reality right now. Don't think so much. Be in the moment, enjoying things, food, or whatever. Only you know what is your purposes for this life. I think I spoke about everything I wanted in this concrete video. So if you need my help, I will definitely help you. I feel people. I feel at what level of perception they are now, and how to unpack their abilities, and how to expand their consciousness, and what concrete tools they individually can use to stay in the beautiful presence. Yeah, join membership, support my channel, And oh yeah, by the end of June, only by the end of June, the endless access to all exclusive content, both kriyas and meditations on my channel, only for $200. You open once, all access, and for all subsequent practices, and I open you filed and sending you updates via a mailing list. So yeah, ask any questions. You help me. Yeah, when you have some ideas and questions, I can film videos like this. I haven't mentioned about a scientific approach, about the researchments of Buteyko, Pyotr Garyaev, and many Russian or Soviet genius scientists. But if you will be interested, I will be talking about this. But there is nothing as important as the moment. When you will obtain this feeling, this sensation, you will be free and happy. Sad now, stay true and kind. The rest things, never mind. Bye.